Sleep you do every single day. You're already you have built-in consistency. You have to do it. You have to do it. So it's one of those things where you can actually, I won't say easily, but simply focus on 1% improvements because you already have to do it.
What's the why? The why is to have a great memory. The neuroscience shows that your brain, the number one most important thing that you can do for your brain is sleep, hydrate, exercise, and eat right. Period. That's all the research shows that.
Next Level Nation, welcome back to another episode of Next Level University, where we help you level up your life, your love, your health, and your wealth. Today, for episode number 1988, we're going to talk about sleep and how sleep is sexy. I used to be the guy who was like, what are you doing? What are you doing sleeping 8 hours? What are you doing? Soft behavior. That is soft cowardice behavior. Now, I love sleep. And I have my Oura ring. We're not sponsored by Oura. They make really good products. They do. And I track my sleep every night. And I have a graph on my peak performance tracker. And right now, I'm averaging, my mouse likes to take a quick nap here to conserve battery. I am averaging, let me go to my Fit tracker. My average sleep score over the last year and 2 months is 73.15.
Not bad.
Out of 100. So
those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Well, something has happened lately, and I've been getting 80, 87. I got a 91 the other day sleep score, so things have been really, really good when it comes to sleep.
I just noticed I dropped below 80. I'm 79, my average for the quarter.
You break up into quarters.
Since Jan 1st, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Are you looking at Oura or are you looking at your tracker?
What are you talking about? I'm looking at my tracker.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
I hide everything except for the current quarter.
Well, excuse me. Well, hold on. Let me take a look. You're going to be devastated when my score is higher than yours.
I doubt it.
My average, 76.
Yeah. Dude, it's not easy. Shout out to a couple of my clients. They have 80s and up for their average.
It's not easy. And here's the thing. I had this thought last night where I love sleep. I really, really do. I love sleep. And I have a pretty positive relationship with going to bed early, and I have a pretty positive relationship with getting up early.
Mm-hmm.
I've always kind of been a morning person, quote unquote.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't really like staying up super late anyway. But I had a moment last night. It's Friday. It's like 8 o'clock. I'm already in bed. I went out. Taryn was watching TV. I went out, gave her a kiss. I had my earplugs in. I had my nose strip on. I was like, hey, I don't know what's going to happen. I might fall. We call it drift off. Sometimes I'll watch TV and just drift off. And I said I might drift off. I don't know what's going to happen. But I had this like kind of sad moment where it was like I'm in bed Friday night at 8 o'clock. Like that's kind of sad. It is. It's a little bit sad because, again, I think it's one of those.
Shouldn't you be clubbing?
I could be out clubbing. I could be out drinking an irresponsible amount of alcohol. There could be I could be doing a lot of stuff.
For sure.
I could be doing a lot of stuff.
Been there.
You've been there. Same. I am grateful that I have been going to bed early and getting up early. And more than anything, I'm grateful that I've been getting good sleep because I do feel way different than I ever have in my life. Because I was somebody, how do I feel different?
Mm-hmm.
My mood is better. I'm getting way more done. It feels really good to have a regiment. Like, it's just kind of the same thing. But again, I also am somebody who I don't need much variety, so I'm not saying you have to do it this way. This is a blanket statement, and I feel comfortable putting this out to the world where I think it could be valuable to almost anybody. There is definitely a way that you could be either getting more, better, or more consistent, restful sleep that would be productive to you, your life, and everything else. But it kind of has to be a priority. It's not gonna happen by accident. And I think that's the hard thing is if you're somebody out there right now who feels like sleep is a waste of time, that is a relationship that probably would require some digging to rebuild the relationship. Because I used to feel that way, and it's understandable why you would.
I invest an enormous too much.
A lot. We'll say a lot.
I invest a large amount of time and effort into sleep. And the reason why, there's a TED Talk that's super depressing.
We love those around here.
Yeah, we love to.
Tell us about
But
it.
it's very important. There's a TED Talk in my playlist that I can put in the show notes. I very much stand behind this TED Talk. It shows the neuroscience of sleep. My grandma was 94 years old, and before she'd passed away, my mom and I went to go visit her, and she thought that I was my mom's husband. She's like, "Oh, you picked a good one." That was my fitness modeling days, and that was really. It's funny that she said that, but it's also really depressing, right?
So a very sad compliment.
Yeah, and one of the reasons my grandma lived so long, 94, is because she swam every single day. Hey, I'm not even exaggerating. I'm talking every day. She went to the Y. I remember she'd wake up 5 a.m. every day, swim. So swimming, really good for the body. Obviously, as you get older, swimming's easier on the joints. Awesome. She was very healthy physically. Grandfather passed away at 89. She was still around for 5 more years, and that was very sad for her because they were together for 60 years. She lived with us for one summer, and my grandma's mind was kind of going, and the reason why it wasn't until my probably late 20s that I started to research sleep on like a pretty deep level. And I'm going to send the TED Talk in the show notes. It's very, very... Sleep is Your Superpower is the name of it, by Matt Walker. So I'm going to send that link to the team. Throw that in the show notes, please. But ultimately, my mom and I, we've had conversations about my grandma. And her brain didn't last as long as her body, unfortunately. And she lost herself. And if anyone who's got a grandparent with Alzheimer's or anyone with Alzheimer's, it's really hard to experience that. They literally lose themselves. There's a film with Anthony Hopkins in it called The Father, and it's extremely powerful. It's a very, very, very famous film. I think it won several Academy Awards, but ultimately it was very much about Alzheimer's and how hard it can be to lose your parents, their mind. Because if you lose your brain, you lose yourself. I mean, let's be real. We could chop off Kev's arm, and he's still Kev. He's still Kev.
Without most of his tattoos, though, depending on what arm you take.
Depending on which arm you take. But seriously, we wouldn't lose Kev.
Right.
You take away the brain, you lose Kev. Kev's gone. And that's why sleep's so important. So I don't mean to go that hardcore.
Yeah, a little bit of a negative Nancy episode here today.
Yeah. But the truth is, when I saw that TED Talk, it really highlights how much, because my mom and I talked about this in the last piece, my grandma always took care of her body. She ate right and she exercised every day, but she didn't get sleep, dude. Yeah. She never got good sleep. She was always up throughout the night. And my mom and I were talking this past holiday season and just saying how that is the reason.
Well, I think it's, if you want to be healthier, diet and exercise is... A healthy diet and some level of consistent exercise is a requirement. It just is. You will be healthier if you do those things. That is a fact, right? That is a fact. I don't care what fucking detox tea you take. I don't care what supplements you take. That is all extraneous and supplemental versus like a good diet and exercise. Those are great places. I think sleep is the same thing, where it's very easy to prioritize fitness because it's an active thing. Yeah, I'll stop at the gym on the way home from work, or I'll go to spin class before I go to work, or whatever it is. I think sleep is one of those things where it seems like, well, if I get up 4 hours earlier, I'll have 4 more hours to work. Yes, you will, but those 4 hours will not nearly be as productive as the 8 hours you could just put in after a good night's sleep. And here's the other thing, because I don't ever want to be this podcast that says no matter what, you should prioritize sleep more. I think it would be beneficial, but I also understand circumstantially, if you have a newborn, you're not getting good sleep. I don't know how you would. I've never done it, but I've heard nothing but nightmare stories. Sounds terrible. So that's something. Again,
I get a night nurse. One of my clients had a night nurse.
Well, that costs money, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah. Especially for a good one.
I'm going to say, yeah, I can come watch your baby if you want me to come watch your baby, but I'm dog shit at it. That wouldn't be good. So, you might be able to afford my services, but they're not good. Even though I am really good with kids, believe it or not. Because I'm a big kid. I'm a big kid. So circumstantially, thanks, but unless you're making some good money, that's not going to work. But I think we can all start somewhere. That's all. This isn't that episode where it's like, we're going to give you 5 ways to optimize your sleep so you only get 90 plus sleep scores. No, because I don't get 90 plus sleep scores every night, neither does Alan. Mm-hmm. And Alan is optimized way more than I am when it comes to sleep. But what is one thing we could do to move into a more positive direction? I didn't go from sleeping 4 hours a night to having earplugs and a sound machine and nose strips and the heat on 68 and the fan in the right direction. I didn't do all that. Blackout curtains, all that. It was shit. I feel terrible like most of the time. Why is that? Well, I am drinking 700 milligrams of caffeine a day. That's probably not great. I eat fast food like 4 times a week. That's probably not good either. I sleep about 4 hours a night. Let's see about that.
NLU listener, what is happening? I just wanted to jump in here and let you know, if you want to get to the next level faster, we have a free virtual monthly meetup at the first Thursday of every month. You can connect with like-minded people and become a bigger part of this amazing global community. The link to register will be in the show notes. I know we got to jump shortly, but
we got 7 minutes.
We got some time.
Yeah,
I want to highlight this. I was reading a book last night. It talked about anyone with a strong enough why can figure out any how. And again, fortune cookie quotes here.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Yeah, it does. What's the why? The why is to have a great memory. The neuroscience shows that your brain, the number one most important thing that you can do for your brain is sleep, hydrate, exercise, and eat right. Period. That's all the research shows that. One of the reasons Emilia and I, we walk every other day. Walks are really good for your brain too. So Emilia and I are weirdos, and I know that this is statistically abnormal, but our number one most important priority is our brain health. She bought blueberries today on my protein pancakes for my brain. For the brains. I want to have the most magnificent life that I possibly can. And if you think about it, let's take a moment here. What makes the difference in someone's life? Alan with a healthier brain is going to be far more capable than Alan who's drinking and smoking and not getting great sleep and not eating right. Been there. Not as good, not as capable, not as much willpower, not as much discipline, not as much well-roundedness, not as much centeredness. We all know when we are in a crappy state and we get poor sleep, we end up snapping at our partner on accident or throwing a stinger joke that was inappropriate or whatever it is. We're not our best selves. You can't be your best self without great sleep. You can't. And I think that hopefully that helps everybody. With my clients, my coaching probably sounds so goddamn boring. I have so many clients tracking sleep.
It's so great many. Though. It sucks important. In the beginning, but it's great. I love it. Every day. Again, we're not sponsored by Oura. Whatever. Apple Watch has this. There's a bunch of different apps. Whoop. There's a bunch. I don't even know all of them. Alan has an Apple Watch. We're also not sponsored by them. We're not sponsored by anybody. We sponsor ourselves.
This episode brought to you by
all
Apple Watch.
Everyone.
My Oura ring's on my middle finger. I always feel like I'm flipping people off when I show people.
Why didn't you get it on your ring finger?
Nah, man.
Why, though?
That ain't me.
What do you mean? I see.
Because
Some
I don't want people to think I'm married yet. That's going to be for my.
First of all, it goes in your left hand. So that's right there. Nobody's going to. If they think you're married and it's on the wrong hand, they don't know. Yeah, right? Like, come on. What was I going to say? Oh. Every morning, right? I wake up, I roll out of bed right into the cold plunge. immediately. Okay? I sleep with my AirPods in and my audiobook playing, so when I wake up, it's already playing. I don't even have to hit play, so I don't even have to worry about that. So I roll out of bed, right into the cold plunge, head first, so I can get the immediate decompression of the coldness. Then I flip upside down like an Olympic swimmer, come up, boom, bada bing. First thing I do is look at my Oura ring. First thing I do. And I don't do any of that. Just so you know, that is a facetious joke about morning routines. Right before I do my mobility in the morning, I open my Oura app. You know how it takes a minute to connect?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
One of the first things I do is I check on my sleep. And I'm super excited. I'm super excited to do that.
What'd you come in at today?
I think I was 80 today. Today was kind of a rookie day for me. I didn't sleep well.
Same. If anyone got any messages from me late night, that's when I can't sleep.
I got an 80.
Catch up on work.
80 sleep score, 86 optimal readiness score.
Not bad.
Yesterday was 87.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been it's been good.
As someone 62 last night, not great.
Not
85,
great.
85. Emilia and I send each other our scores every day.
/ sometimes Alan sends it to me by accident. And then
Have
calls me babe. So life's good.
As someone who used to get shitty sleep, what would you say to younger Kev? Because he was fucking up.
Oh, for sure.
With all the love. Yeah.
I feel so much smarter.
Nice.
I feel like my brain is capable of so much more. You don't know. I think oftentimes the things that we wear as badges of honor are more badges of ego and or just stupidity.
Nice.
And for me, it was ego and stupidity. I'm not saying, look, it's up to you to decide what it was for you. For me, it was ego and stupidity. That. Now, I still have guilt around it. Like if I sleep bad and I go back to sleep, I don't feel good about it still. But it's very much, this isn't about right now, this is for the future.
Do you believe the version of you that wasn't getting good sleep could sustain the level of business we're building right now?
No. I think I could do
a lot of
work.
this is out of necessity. So it's if you don't have big goals, if you don't have certain goals, it's sometimes you won't. My clients are not optimizing their sleep to optimize their sleep. No one optimizes sleep for funsies.
You know what?
I don't want to say no one, but very few people.
We could say transformational goals. Because that's what big is dependent. It's if you have a transformational goal.
A goal that requires you to improve your sleep.
Well, yes. I mean, that's wildly specific. But yes.
Well, that's, I think, the point of goals is it helps you. You and I did not get Oura rings and dial in our sleep because we wanted better sleep. We wanted the byproduct of what better sleep would bring, which is sharper, more willpower, the ability to put more on the court, help more people, trainings, podcasts, coaching, all that stuff. So if you set a goal, and also fitness, you want to talk about muscle building, it all happens at sleep. That's when you repair your muscles.
Rest is needed, yeah.
Rest is needed. A lot of bodybuilders take naps periodically throughout the day. At the end, I mean, I used to do that a lot back in my fitness days. But sleep is a pillar, an absolute pillar. And
it's not sexy.
Yeah.
But the title of this episode is Sleep is Sexy. It's not, I know. And I'm not going to necessarily try to convince you that it is. I just think that it's one of those things that if you can, okay, this is the thing. This is why I think it's so important. We got to go in 1 minute. Sleep you do every single day. You're already you have built-in consistency. You have to do it. You have to do it. So it's one of those things where you can actually, I won't say easily, but simply focus on 1% improvements because you already have to do it. That's why evening routines and morning routines are so important because every day you go to sleep and you wake up. And if you don't have to worry about morning routines because you're dead. Or nighttime routines because you're dead. You don't have to worry about it. But yeah, this year you're going to have 365 opportunities to improve your sleep by a little bit. That's it. I'm not saying you have to do it all in one fell swoop.
Last piece.
Sure.
Emilia and I got together 5 years ago. She had memory challenges. She's been open about that, public about that. And I bought her a book called Memory Rescue or Recovery. My goodness.
Speaking of memory.
The whole thing it's a thick book, thick. And it's a lot of it is about sleep. And she's gotten unbelievable. I used to be the guy, hits the plane out, not, I wake up and we're there. It's great. I'm Mr. Sleep Man guy. That's the official term. She's surpassed me, brother. She's surpassed me. I'm trying to catch her now. That's what's possible. And her memory's way better. Way better. It's not close. It's night and day. That bothered me so much when we first got together. She would like wake up early and leave, and it would be like, what are you doing? You got 4 hours of sleep. Because we were, when you're new in a relationship, obviously you're up late doing stuff. And it's like, you can't just get up in 5 hours. I feel terrible. Right?
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
Same. I remember I used to, when I was dating before Tara and I got together, I would stay up late, and this person lived like an hour away from where I lived, and we would go to bed at 1 a.m. I would get up at 5 every time, no matter what, drive home, take my pre-workout, and Matt and I would go to the gym. I never missed, ever. Like, I thought that was cool. It was cool that I was making progress in fitness and I was super consistent, but it was not good for my brain. And again, brain health, not sexy, necessary. All right, we're going to go. Health, wealth, life, and love. This is health. We haven't talked about stuff. We got to talk about stuff like this because this is stuff that we're actively doing and practicing, and I want to make sure we share it, even though it might not be sexy. This might not be the most listened to episode we ever do, but it could be one of the most valuable ones, and that's what we're here for. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful for each and every one of you. And at NLU, we don't have fans. We have family. We will talk to you all tomorrow. Get some sleep.
Sleep next level. Next Level Nation.